fellow Ambazonians.
A few days ago, a judge in the United States steered a case to what many legal minds are calling an inevitable conviction. One attorney who attended the session told me, "I have never seen anything like this in the history of the judiciary. Our 3 brothers were detained for 3 years, 3 good years, without bail and without trial. During that time, 3 public defenders resigned from the case out of frustration because the only assignment they were effectively given was to pressure their clients into a plea deal. Our brothers refused. They stood their ground. After all, what kind of justice demands that the innocent must plead guilty before they can be set free? And if you must plead guilty, guilty of what? What exactly? When the prosecution finally secured a plea deal from one of the 3, that brother became their lone cooperating witness. There were no real witnesses for the prosecution apart from this collaborating witness and a so-called expert witness flown in from Rwanda. An expert who claimed to work with an organization that allegedly has representatives in Cameroon. But that person has never set foot in Cameroon. The judge dropped the terrorism-related charge. Yet, from the very start of the trial, she shaped the proceedings in a way that shocked all seasoned legal observers in that court. She forbade the defense from bringing in the Southern Cameroon struggle or any other liberation struggle in the world into the trial. This might sound neutral on the surface, but in reality, it denied the accused the right to explain the context of their actions. And without context, you cannot argue self-defense. Without context, you cannot show motive. Without context, you cannot tell the whole truth. That was not just a technical error, in my opinion. It was a profound miscarriage of justice. Under this gag order, our comrades chose on the last day not to make any statements in court. I believe their attorneys advised them to remain silent and preserve their grounds for appeal. However, this is my opinion. In a jury trial where the accused is effectively the attorney in fact for themselves and their cause, one might have used that moment in front of the jury to present the full story, the full truth, until the judge physically stopped them. But here is what happened instead. Every time the judge wanted to restrict the defense, she first ordered the jury out of the courtroom. When a defense attorney tried to compare what was happening in the Southern Cameroon with the American Civil War, the judge asked the jury to leave the room, then rebuked the attorney outside the jury's hearing. The jury of 12 people never saw the pressure, they never saw the rebukes, they never saw the silencing going on in the court. To make matters worse, the defense was not allowed to call its own expert witnesses, even though 2 were present in court. And the result, the judge made the trial effectively one-sided. The jury reached a verdict based on a record that was about 90% prosecution and maybe 10% or so defense. The verdict was predictable under such conditions. But was justice done? In my view, the answer is an emphatic no. Not in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Not in a nation that claims equality before the law. Justice must not only be done, it must be seen to have been done. And here in this case, it was neither. Our comrades were not tried for fighting for the Southern Cameroon Ambazonia as such. They were tried for specific actions the FBI tied to them as individuals. And tragically, much of the evidence the FBI used against them was information they volunteered to law enforcement without a warrant and often without fully understanding the implications. Let this be a hard but necessary lesson. Law enforcement officers are not your comrades. They do not volunteer information to them. If the law requires them to get a warrant before they talk to you or search you, let them get the warrant before they search you or your property. This is not stubbornness. It is called legality and knowing your rights. We want justice for our brothers and for all. A guilty verdict is a legal opinion based on limited facts. The true verdict is based on the truth. Facts can be manipulated. Facts can be filtered. Facts can be suppressed. The truth is divine. Truth does not change. And that is why truth must prevail. Earlier today, I spent time reading about Fidel Castro, and Nelson Mandela. I came away strengthened. Castro was branded a villain by much of the world, but I listened to his final speech at the age of 90, frail yet unbroken, and I saw how the people revered him. He was almost like a god. Mandela was officially labeled a terrorist, even by the United States of America, by the Congress of the United States. For more than 27 years, he was only removed from the terrorist blacklist after he became president of South Africa. So I ask you, who told you that our freedom depends on other people deciding whether we are right or wrong? Who gave any human being the divine right to define justice for another people fighting for survival and dignity? Who? History and history's true judges are not courtrooms. They are not courtroom officials, but generations yet unborn. My call today for commitment. I want to call every one of you to be calm and to renew your commitment. We, as your leaders in this government, will continue to defend our people. I can say that for myself. We will continue to exercise our right to self-determination. It's within the law. We'll continue to respect international humanitarian law and require everyone that is working with us to do same. We will continue to obey the laws of the countries where we are residing. We will avoid any action that could unjustly indict any one of us, including me, or this government, or the struggle itself. We must fight smart, not just fight hard, and hard we will fight. Can a fish resign from swimming because it is raining? No. The fish is at home in the water. The rain does not scare it. If you are a monkey or a baboon, you might run from the rain. But we are not running. We are not built to panic at every storm. We are fishes. We know the waters. We understand the struggle, and the rain is not our problem. There are generals in this revolution. I think I am one of them in the United States. These generals, we are the face, the public face of our struggle in the diaspora. If the United States as a state were truly against the struggle, we will not be able to assemble and address you on anything, on any platform. We will not be organizing openly. We will not be traveling freely. We will not be engaging with policymakers in Washington as we do right now. Some of us have been reported to the FBI countless times by internal and external spoilers. We know them, many of them. But the FBI does not simply pick people up because someone gossiped them to the FBI. They require probable cause and facts that can convince a judge that a crime is being committed to the point that the judge can issue a warrant before they can go after you. If the US wanted to declare our activities in the United States criminal as a movement, they will move against the entire movement, not just individuals on specific actions. They will shut down our organizations. We are all registered by the state. Or they will simply designate our struggle as a terrorist entity. They have not done so. They are not in the process of doing so. They are not contemplating that. We must not live in fear of our own shadows. This injustice against our brothers must be corrected. This is why appeal court exists. This is the typical case why appeal courts exist. My only sorrow is the pain of their continued incarceration while the legal process runs its course. But I'm almost certain of one thing, that if we do not abandon them, if we stay organized, focused, and lawful, justice will be done at the appellate level, at the appeal level. Our duty now is to support them legally, morally, materially, financially. Stay united, refuse despair, and finish what we started as a people seeking freedom, not chaos. Despite this bitter moment, I want you to hear me clearly. We have a golden opportunity today to finish strong and triumphantly. The enemy's power is declining in every sphere, politically, morally, and militarily. This is not the time to scatter. This is not the time to withdraw. This is the time to tighten our ranks, stay disciplined in our actions and speech, stand by our prisoners of conscience at home and abroad, advance our cause with courage and wisdom. We are not done. We are not defeated. We are not refined. We are just being refined. We are just being refined. May God comfort our brothers in chains, strengthen their families, and guide our legal team. May He grant us the grace to stand for truth until truth stands openly for us. Long live the people of Southern Cameroon and Bazonia. Long live our prisoners of conscience. The struggle continues and justice will have the final word. God bless you.